Welcome back to the Right Corner YouTube channel. You are back again for the Some political updates. What are Zimbabwean politicians saying on X, formerly Twitter? What is happening in and outside Zimbabwe? Unfiltered information and updates, reporting it as it is here on the Right Corner YouTube channel, so please subscribe. Getting into business straight, the government will now exempt the Sovereign Wealth Fund Mutapa from the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Act. This means that over 20 companies recently put under the fund, among them Tel1, Zim, don't have to go through the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe to pay for goods and services. This came after the Government Gazette Extraordinary published by authority on 29 September 2023. Public and Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets, Chapter 22-23, Public Entities Exempted from Applications of Act. His Excellency, the Honorable Mnangagwa, President of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of Zimbabwe, whereas it is provided there by Section 39 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Act that the President may, after consultation with the authority by notice in the Gazette, exempt from the application of the Act a prescribed public entity on specified grounds. And whereas the public entity below mentioned in operating in competitive markets and accordingly needs to be prescribed for the purpose of exemptions by virtue of Section 39 above mentioned. Now, therefore, by virtue of the powers vested in the President as aforesaid, I do hereby give notice that the public entity mentioned below is exempted from the application of the Act, and there were companies attached to that. According to Zimlife.Com, they posted that after substituting the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Zimbabwe with a new fund known as Mutapa Investment Fund, which has assumed ownership of several state farms, President Mnangagwa has decreed further that these companies are now exempt from open public procurement procedures. Some of the companies include Silo Investments, National Oil Company of Zimbabwe, Cold Storage Commission Limited, Petro Trade Private Limited Company, Telesales Zimbabwe, AS Zimbabwe Private Limited, Industrial Development Corporation of Zimbabwe, Coachco Holdings Limited Company of Zimbabwe. However, Max Lyon attacked Zimlife.com and stated that Thabo Mbeki's brother said Zimbabwe is getting cannibalized by its neighboring countries for gold, diamonds, and lithium. He said no one cares about Zimbabwe's well-being. Now consider the new information below. Zim is getting pillaged. And also Fazaima Heri, the Citizens Coalition for Child Member of Parliament for Sunningdale constituents, has stated that Mount Pleasant constituents stated that the looting that's about to take place as stratospheric. Most parastatals and public entities, including Zupco, Net1, and many others, now fall under the anti-constitutional Mutapa Fund. These entities are now exempt from the legal obligation to go through public tender procedures. Tragic. And also, in a seemingly response to all this from Chamisa, stated that believed to see life, fellow citizens. Eternal life is everything. The Book of Wisdom teaches, whoever believes in the Son has eternal life. Whoever rejects the Son will not see life. Instead, the wrath of God remains on him. John 3 verse 36, a blessed Sabbath. This was from Nelson Chamisa. And Fazaima Here goes on to say, the uncomfortable truth is that the creation of the Mutapa Fund is illegal. Mr. Mnangagwa doesn't have the power to amend any act of parliament. The new looting vehicle is ultra-vires and the law and the constitution. This dispensation is going for broke, shameless, And in a similar response from Opamuchinkuri's side, Zimbabwe will hold the next elections in 2028. This was the noise that this was the story that is making headlines. Social media are buzz with all this, and people are saying President Mnangagwa is in another controversial state, and also people were reacting, stating that people are yet to witness industrial looting never seen before during the Last Supper. It will stink to high heavens. Someone said Zimbabwe is being looted by one family right under our watch. Citizens should resist this nonsense. Now he is building on this corruption. We must remember what happened to Mobutu Sese Seko, who at one time was richer than his own country. Even ANC will be shocked at the level of looting that is about to happen, looting at its greatest heights. When governance has no social contract driven by a credible plebiscite, these are the signs: zero accountability and transparency. What is being plotted? Why has powers of parliament to make laws being upset? These far-reaching changes to their national architecture require robust debates and genuine interrogation. It appears to me these changes have in a single stroke privatized public assets and removed them from public oversight. This is why we need an opposition that is focused on state business and holding the occupiers of government offices accountable. This can work seamlessly with the demand of fresh elections and indeed demonstrate why those fresh elections are necessary, which means now corruption can be properly done. Pasina Anovunza, my question is this lawful? If it's not, ndosaka takavotera maloya kuti vaende ku parliament. Please represent us. This way the people are reacting to the newly launched Mutapa Investment Fund, which has assumed ownership of several state farms, as President Mnangagwa has decreed further that these companies are now exempt in course from open public procurement procedures.